Every time the man betrayed his wife, he'd toss her a Buddhist bead as compensation. With each new hurt, the beads quickly filled an entire cup, a sign that their 3-year marriage had reached its end. So the woman resolutely dialed a number. She was going to reveal her identity as the Queen of Law to the public, making him regret his decision for life. It turned out their relationship began with an accident. The man had married her out of necessity, and the naive woman had once said she'd give him a string of Buddhist beads, one for each time he made her angry, as a way to forgive him. Yet after 3 whole years, the man always used spiritual cultivation as an excuse to live separately from her. At first, she'd understood, until the day she went to pick up her drunk husband and saw him frantically kissing a photo of his first love. She was completely stunned. It turned out his so-called spiritual cultivation was a lie. His heart had always belonged to his first love. In an instant, her heart sank to the bottom. She pulled out the divorce agreement she'd prepared, and the thoroughly intoxicated man signed it without even glancing at it. The woman silently vowed, in 1 more month, they'd both be free. One day, the man's first love came to the door, asking him to handle her divorce case. The man's eyes lit up the moment he saw her. Upon learning she wanted a divorce, he immediately told his assistant to cancel all upcoming cases so he could focus entirely on her lawsuit. The assistant quickly advised the CEO, "This case is infamously unwinnable in the industry. There's no need to ruin your perfect winning streak or lower your status for a civil case that'll likely lose." He then suggested the CEO turn to his old rival, who'd never lost a divorce case, having handled hundreds, if not thousands. Little did they know, this rival was none other than his wife of 3 years. At the time, the woman was confident he'd never bow to his rival for anyone. But the next second, her phone rang. It was him. The label husband on the screen felt like a mockery, but she couldn't reveal her identity, so she ignored the call. Later, when she saw his phone, she realized he'd never even saved her number. That's why he hadn't recognized her as his rival when he called. Still, out of kindness, she offered to share some divorce case references with his first love, only to be met with his suspicion. "Weren't you just a housewife who revolved around me? Now you're talking so confidently in your professional field." For a moment, the man found himself drawn to her. But sensing trouble, his first love cut in, claiming she had nowhere to go and asking to stay with them for a few days. The man agreed without hesitation, even bluntly clarifying that he and his wife had always lived separately, afraid his first love might misunderstand. But when the woman showed his first love to the guest room, the other woman immediately dropped her pretense.
我其实真的不明白，你非要霸占这主播的意义是啥？叶修他不跟你睡，也不爱你。
Unfazed by the provocation, the woman knew the first love was after money. She deliberately mentioned that if she divorced her husband now, she'd get 70% of his assets, crushing the first love's hopes of getting rich. As expected, the first love's face darkened. Furious yet powerless, she pulled out her usual eye drops, burst into fake tears, and ran downstairs to complain to the man. To her dismay, the man blindly believed his first love's lies.
叶修，我跟了你3年，我什么性格你不知道？
难道有人会故意冤枉你吗？
他就是故意的，连他的眼泪都是你药水滴的。
流水。